It's a man. He's an esports caster, and his girlfriend's friends confused him for a weatherman. Everybody give it up for Septilence!
Let's go! Let's go!
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Thank you. Everybody, please calm down. Calm down. I can't hear Los. There's too much applause. Please.
We got him clapping even more. Septilence, thank you so much for joining us here in the late night with Los studio. How are you doing tonight, man?
Los, I'm good, man. It's been a day, you know. I didn't do anything esports related today. I drove my sister to an appointment. I had some chicken tacos for lunch / dinner. Did some homework, and now I'm here. So it's good. It's
a nice little dinner. I think old people call that supper. I think that's
like a 5:30 supper.
Yeah. I think that's like reserved for the olds on like a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
for me every day when I don't eat 3 meals a day.
You're not eating 3 meals a day?
I should be, but I don't wake up till like 2:30. So I usually miss the breakfast window. Yeah, I'm a late sleeper. I'm a heavy sleeper too. So I'm a tough one to get up. What
time do you wake up, or what time do you go to sleep?
So usually I go to sleep at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and then I'm waking up at like 10. That's usually, but my girlfriend is studying abroad in Spain right now, so she is 6 hours ahead of what we are. So I've been staying up way too late just to talk to her in the morning, and then I would go to sleep and wake up at 2 a.m. and then by the time I'm waking up, it's 9 p.m. for her. So she's eating dinner, and I'm like, hey, good morning, and it's all funky.
Well, I mean, that kind of makes me think of, well, you've probably done some European casts, right, where you had to wake up early as shit. Do you think you could do that instead of going to bed really late?
So I definitely thought about doing that, usually because I only work EU a couple of like events, ones that are early enough I have to be up super early. There's only a few events that are kind of like that, but for those I usually do just stay up. I usually don't go to bed. I usually stay up and work those, and then I go to sleep.
What?
Yeah. No, a Red Bull, a Mountain Dew or something. I stay up the whole day. I'll usually pull like 26, 28 hours, and then I'll go to sleep.
Are you okay? Are you good?
Like I said, that's only a couple times a year. That's only like, I think this past year, the last 365 days, I think I've only done that like 4 times. So it's not like a huge number, but I'm definitely used to it. I can do it if I have to.
When was the first time you did that and you thought, okay, I can do this again?
Mother's Day last year, actually. There was an event. I was working for EU. My call time was 3 o'clock in the morning. And 3 a.m. Eastern, so not EU. And I was like, I usually don't even go to bed till 2 a.m. I was like, I'm not going to sleep for an hour. So I just stayed up, chugged through. I didn't even sleep that day. Right after work, I got up, went to breakfast with my mom's. It came out, saw my whole family, did what I needed to do, and then came back, went to sleep. I think I was up for like 35 hours that day. It's just, enough caffeine, I can do it.
What's your preferred drink?
Oh, that's okay. So I used to drink pop like way more, but then I had like a medical problem that we won't get into, and they were like, hey, this is probably because you're drinking too much caffeine. And I was like, all right. So I've been drinking a lot of water more recently, but when I'm like, damn, I want some caffeine right now, Mountain Dew, no doubt, Mountain Dew.
No, I always assumed it was like probably coffee or like a Red Bull or a Monster.
I don't like coffee.
No?
No, it's yucky. My girlfriend works at a coffee shop. She's got like her own espresso machine. She loves it. It's her favorite thing in the whole world, and I cannot stand coffee. I think it's so gross.
Yeah, I thought it was disgusting when I first had it. Now I love it. I think it's fantastic, and it was college that made me like it, because I would go to the dining hall and there's just coffee machines, and I would make myself a cup. I'm like, oh, this tastes terrible. Let me try it again tomorrow to see if it's better.
There's one exception of the year where I'll drink coffee, and that's actually a summer camp that I'm working this like upcoming week, and we're not allowed to have like caffeinated drinks in front of the kids, so you can't have like soda or anything like that, because then they're gonna want some, and we're obviously not looking to caffeinate a bunch of children, but we can drink coffee in front of them. So that's like the 1 week of the year that I will drink coffee because I need the caffeine, and it's really gross, but I have to do it.
Well, I mean, if you keep fighting through those weeks, you might become a fiend like me.
I'm conditioning myself 1 week a year, every year. Eventually, I'm gonna love it.
Speaking, going back to Mountain Dew, what's your favorite flavor? What are the varieties?
Just the OG.
The OG?
The OG. Okay, so I used to say I've never met a Mountain Dew that I didn't like, But recently they put out that gross like flamin' Mountain Dew, whatever. And it's like a spicy like cinnamon Mountain Dew. I don't know. It's gross. Is the point? It's the first Mountain Dew variant I ever had where I was like, okay, this is gross. I was like, I'm not gonna drink this again. Because even the what was it called? I think it was called Whiteout. There was one that like a lot of other people really did not like. Now I thought it was pretty good, but this is the first one, whatever that new one's called. That I think it is appalling. I think it is so gross.
You know, I get the Baja Blast if I'm ever in Taco Bell. You know.
Baja, a close second.
Because it's like, you know, I'm already at the Taco Bell. I'm not gonna not get Baja Blast. It's like...
you can't go to Taco Bell and not get a Baja Blast. Like that's not how that works.
Yeah, there's even do you have? I don't know if this is just a thing that I've seen in the city. It's Taco Bell cantinas. Taco Bell cantinas. So it's Taco Bells that serve alcohol.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Taco Bells that serve alcohol. So there's like alcoholic like freezes that they have. So a Baja Blast with like vodka in it.
Hey,
is what they serve.
I love nothing more than a frozen margarita, so that sounds right up my alley, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think. I was somewhere just the other day that was selling margaritas, and it was like not a place that I would have expected to sell margs, but now I can't think where it was.
You know, Applebee's at some points has dollaritas, which sounds dangerously close to diarrhea.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but I was thinking that. I was like, I'm not sure that's a great promotional term.
The second it came out of my mouth, I was like, wait a minute. wait a minute.
I mean, hey, if you go to Applebee's, to leave there without diarrhea would be amazing. That would be a feat in its own right.
Absolutely. I used to work at Applebee's, so I got to taste firsthand diarrhea.
Oh, gross. I worked at a bakery for like 5 years, and before I did esports, like when I was in high school, I worked at a bakery for like 5 years, and now I hate like most baked goods because I was just there for too long. I made so many, like pie. To this day, I look at a pie and I'm like, I don't want it.
Because it just it's the emotional disgust. You're like,
it's like trauma.
I know what you've done to me.
Exactly. It's like looking at a pie and then I immediately think of the thousands of times I've burned myself making things, or the time my sleeve caught on fire in a giant oven. There's some trauma. Like there's definitely some trauma. And I look at the pie, actually it's sick to my stomach. I'm like, I don't want it.
Speaking about burning myself, like anytime I'm putting something in an oven when I have to preheat it, I kind of just like just toss it in a little bit. Like I don't, yeah, like that. I don't want to touch the oven. I'm scared of it. My hand feels heat all around it. It's like my body is telling me, like, death! Death! Get away! You know, it's the fight or flight kicks in. I'm like, I gotta go.
There's this really scary problem that I have where I have nerve damage in my hands, so I can burn myself, like, super bad and not immediately notice. So, like, part of the reason I have the damage is from working at that bakery, but I also have, like, an unrelated bone disease, which caused that's a whole story. But anyway, one time, there was a hole in the oven mitt that I was using, and I like super hard burned this part of my hand, and I had no idea until I took the glove off, and my skin was like brown, and I was like, oh, that can't be right. Something's got to be wrong here. And then yeah, it turned out I burned myself super bad.
Like I might want to run that under some hot water. I think we'll call it a day.
Yeah, it was tough. I got to go home from work early that day though, so that was pretty hype.
I got some third-degree burns, but you know, day off, baby. Let's run it.
Hey, day off, 3 hours early. Would I burn myself again for 3 hours off of work? Maybe. Who knows?
I mean, esports burns.
Esports do be burning.
If you're by the, like, you know, you have your hand by the exhaust of a PC, shit might get fucked up, right?
Very true.
Okay, so this is normally asked at the beginning of the interview. we went off for a bit, but I'm happy about it. So the first thing I always like to ask the guest is, how did you get your name, Septilence? And I also want to say, side note, when I first read your name, I thought it was Septilence, and I was like,
yeah. So A lot of people think that it comes from Septile, the Pokemon from Gen 3, which is completely unrelated to my favorite generation of Pokemon. So if you know me as a person, that's not a huge leap to make, but it actually comes from my first ever Dungeons & Dragons character. His name was Septilence because he was a necromancer bard who, it's just an anagram for pestilence. It's just the P and the S swapped, but I did it for the character, and I was like, hey, that's really clever. And then the gamer tag I had at the time was like very unoriginal, very like, people wouldn't know me by that name. So I thought there's never going to be another Septilence. It's a word I've made up. So I knew all the social media, I'd get the name. I knew I'd be the only one in the game named Septilence. So it comes from Dungeons and Dragons, but I loved it so much that I stuck with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty sick name. When I thought of Septilence, I was like, what is this? What is this name? But then I realized I was reading it wrong. I was like, oh, it's Septilence. Okay, that's
to this day, my sister
better.
pronounces it Septillions, and I've corrected her 1,000 times. I'm like, dude, you know it's not that. She's like, that's how I'm gonna say it. I was like, well, then you're saying it wrong.
What was the original name that you had that was unoriginal?
I guess my real name is Matt. It's like, you know, my real legal name, and it was just Mattman. And then numbers, because Batman's was my favorite superhero at the time. I made the gamer tag when I was like, I don't know, 11. So it was one that I had for a long time. And then I was like, if I'm entering esports, I can't be going by that. I was like,
that does sound like a kid.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds like a permanent 12-year-old. Like that sounds. So I originally changed the name when I switched from console to PC, because I started in console and then not casting, but just playing video games. I had an Xbox, and then I got a PC, and I was like 17. I was like, I can't be going by Mattman anymore. That's just not going to make the cut.
It sounds like you're somebody's little brother that came along.
Yeah. Oh, can Mattman come? Like, no, probably not. Like, the idea of me doing what I do now and being like, what's up, everybody? I am Matt, but like, I want to throw up. Like, I genuinely want to vomit. So I'm very glad. I have never once regret changing my name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I used to be I Can Go Pro. Like, I think it's still arguably
that was not
cool.
Too long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like maybe a year ago.
When I met you, that's what your name was.
Yeah. So not too long ago, but I mean, speaking of us first meeting, this is the first time that, well, I guess the first time you're on the show, we did work together on an Overwatch cast. I think it was both an uncomfortable situation because you were doing color for the first time ever.
First time ever, because I was filling in for somebody else. I don't remember who, but they were like, oh, hey, Sep, somebody can't make it. Can you? I was like, yeah, no problem. Like, I'm not doing anything today. And they're like, okay, you're with Los. And I was like, okay, that's great. But that's also not great, because I know he's also a play-by-play caster. And then they were like, oh yeah, you're filling in for the analyst. I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it my best.
Yeah, when we were working together, I could tell, yeah, we kind of cast the same in terms of go like, whoa, oh, shit. And
oh my God.
We're like, we can't do that because we both want to do that.
There was a moment on a broadcast yesterday, actually, that I was doing, and me and my co-caster were both very, like, reactive to what was happening. We were both, you know, oh my God. And at one point, I don't remember who it was, somebody hits a 6-man Earth Shatter, and we both just go, oh! And then we're quiet for like 10 seconds. And I'm like, you know what? There was nothing to be said there. That was just like, that was amazing. It was very funny.
Yeah. I mean, what else do you... The Shatter speaks for itself, really, right?
Because we were talking about how good he was, too, like, as a player. Mm-hmm. And then while I'm like, and he's really been showing up to that 6-man Shatter, I was like, all right, dude. I was like, we get it. We're already saying how good you are.
I mean, it fits the narrative. But that was our first time professionally working together. The first time we ever casually met, it was, well, it was when I asked you to come on to Late Night with Los, and funny enough, that was exactly 1 year ago to this fucking day. To this fucking day.
I've been set up. That's Photoshopped. It's not.
That is absolutely real.
I All I can say is I'm very bad. Okay, I'm better now. I was very bad about answering Twitter DMs. And at that point, I was like, oh, wait, this sounds so fun. And then you just got lost in the void. And I completely, out of sight, out of mind. I have no object permanence. I was like, damn, I feel like I was going to do something fun. And then it never happened. I can't believe you set me up. You set me up a year to the day.
Absolutely not. I sent the DM like, oh, yo, you want to come on this week? I scroll up a bit just to see when I first messaged you, and I see June 2nd. I'm like, no fucking way.
Oh my god, the stars have aligned. 365 days later. But I'm almost glad it happened though, because the Septilence that exists now versus the Septilence that existed 365 days ago, I do like to think the one that exists now is going to be a better guest than the other one.
And I'd say the Los that you see today, no longer I Can Go Pro, would be a better host. In total. So I mean, we got better graphics going on. We got the little light up. But yeah,
we have an interactive audience.
They'd laughed, in case you were wondering.
All right, I can't hear them laughing, so I assumed.
Yeah.
An interactive audience for everyone but me, actually.
But you, yes. hey, you're talented. You know. You could work under that.
I'm used to talking into the void. I always assume there's someone on the other side listening. I don't know.
Well, there is for now. When the show ends, I'm not sure how that's going to be working. You are the necromancer, so you might be talking to somebody, right?
It's true, somebody.
Well, speaking of talking into the void, you're a commentator. How did you get into shoutcasting?
Oh yeah, okay. So I've always had a surprisingly deep voice for my structure and build. And like I've had a very deep voice since I was like 11. Like super early, my voice was really deep, and then coming with that, everybody was like, "Oh, you should be on the radio." Like, "Oh, you should blah blah blah." And I like do not listen to music. It's not like I have anything against music. It's just not really my speed. Like I don't really listen to music recreationally. So I was like, "What am I gonna do on the radio?" Like what am I gonna talk about? I know nothing about music. And then I was just watching Overwatch League one day, and my mom like came in and she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, watching esports, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, that's so funny. These guys sound like I thought you were listening to some radio broadcast. And it was in that moment that like it clicked for me. Like, this is the same thing as being on the radio. I would love to try that. And then a friend of mine owns a tier 2 or a tier 3 team. And I was like, hey, can I just for giggles, like roll up and commentate some of your scrims? I'll record them for you guys so you can use them for VOD review, whatever. And then after the first one, his whole team is messaging me. They're like, whoa, dude, this is so good. Like, this is really great. You should look into this more, blah, blah, blah. So I did. And I started doing community events, just trying to get my name out there. Then I started working with bigger organizations. And now I do it essentially for a living. So that's very exciting.
Nice, man. I mean, you definitely started from humble beginnings, just getting your name out there. And also in the beginning, you had a wizard logo.
I did.
Dude, why don't you have the wizard anymore?
Well, because they told me to stop using pictures that weren't like me. The logo is a lot. It's not a super easily recognizable logo, and it's not a logo either that other people can't have. That comes from default graphics that can be made by anybody, and it wasn't as unique as I wanted it to be. My sophomore year of college, I took a class about representation and like leadership, and one of the things was you need to have a recognizable logo, and they showed us like the Windows logo, the Disney, like that weird D that they have, and like a bunch of things that you can identify whether it's part of the logo or the full thing. And I looked at my wizard, and that was of course a reference to the D&D character, and then I looked at my wizard and I was like, this isn't gonna cut it. I was like, this isn't as recognizable as I wanted, so I swapped away from that. It's actually still all over my Twitch because I don't stream on Twitch very often, but I love the little wizard. I think he's fun, but I wanted to have something more immediately recognizable.
So do you have a logo, or is it just you?
This is the logo. Right.
It's a pretty good one.
Well, stop it. Usually the logo has glasses on, but I have my ring light on, so I'll look all funky if I wear them. So.
Hey, I mean, I could put on mine. These are blue lights. Also, just for the aesthetic. Just for the aesthetic, so we could both do it.
I get really bad migraines, and well, I mean, I have glasses because I can't see. That's why I have them originally. But because I was getting really bad migraines, my eye doctor was like, "Oh, we have this blue light, yada yada." So now these do have a blue light thing on them.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I did it just to flex that I look
Oh,
that I
very
look
nice.
intelligent.
As if you needed to look any more handsome. Like.
Oh, we've got a charmer.
Oh, you know me. I talk to people for a living, man. If I know one thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm cleaning my glasses. I didn't realize how dirty they were until I put them on.
Okay. Yeah, I had some like headache issue, and I went to an eye doctor, and I said, "Oh no, fuck, your eyes are fine, bro." They dilated my eyes, and they just sent me on my way.
No!
And I drove there.
You drove and they dilated your pupils?
They dilated my pupils, and they're like, "All right, see ya." And I drove home, and I got in my car, and I was like,
"Shut up!
What the fuck is going on right now? This is real bright."
Oh my god, that's insane.
So I drove very slow, and I made it home. I made it home.
So I am like one prescription above like visually impaired. Like I'm like legally visually impaired. So without my glasses, I'm guessing basically. So these things are like my lifeline. But when I cast, sometimes I take them off just for this exact reason, because the lights and whatnot. And if I have to do ad reads while I'm on screen or something, I either have to awkwardly put my glasses on or just sit there and kind of like. So it's like the worst of both worlds, and I'm always like, okay, I'll do the ad read, but I'll do it like between rounds or between halves or when I'm not on screen, because if I am, it's gonna be super awkward.
Man, I hate ad reads.
Oh, I always try to like make a joke of them, not like of the company, but I always try to like, you know, like be goofy with it, because God, ad reads, people that write them don't understand. No one's listening after the first like 35 words. So it's like you've really it's gotta be short, sweet, and to the point. And then all the ad reads I get, they're like novellas, and I'm like, I cannot confidently read this whole thing right now.
I'm like, please have a graphic. If you don't have a graphic, you are fucking everybody here.
This is free advice from me and Los. If you have an ad read, have an associated graphic, and do not let the ad read be over 100 words. I promise. Whatever you need to say can be said in less than 100. And if it can't, maybe that's a different problem we need to address.
It's a multi-level crypto, and I'm gonna need to go through a brochure here.
Yeah, it's like time for the ad read, and they send you, they copy paste like, oh my god, makes me want to throw up. And then something funny I'll do after an ad read that's very obviously scripted, and I'll be like, and I'm just spitting off the dome right now, and then I'll just like say like one more thing about the company and pretend I just made up the whole off the top of my head. That always gets a chuckle.
Yeah, the chat goes a nice haha, or the producer like, that's funny, Septilence, but fucking stick to the script.
Yeah, it's funny, but stick to the script. We're gonna lose our sponsor. Like,
you want to get paid, Matt?
There's this one ad read. I was working for like a collegiate org, because that's a lot of what I do, and they had an ad read that was like really super omega long, but somewhere in the middle it was like 9.5 FHD IPS LOL JK. Like it was this huge like, and every time I tried to read it, I just fumbled. I tried every time, and then I was like, and I'm sure somebody's gonna copy paste that in chat for y'all, because at this point I feel like I'm casting a curse on chat, so I'm just gonna. It was always rough for me.
I think it was a chair for this, the Mavic's chair, where it's like the liquid ergonomics that are like in the highest level of ergonomic efficiency, and I'm like, what the fuck am I reading right now?
What does this mean? These aren't real words.
Yeah. What? Hey, you know, thank you, Mavix. I still to this day don't know how to say it. I've said it both ways within a singular ad read.
Yo, and shout out my chair, brand ambiguous gaming chair. That does not have a logo on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, thank you. It was very cheap and very uncomfortable, but I'm too stingy to buy another one, so.
Yeah, you might want to get just like a little cushion to sit on, just for the safety of your own ass.
Very true. One of these days, I'm going to sit down, it's going
to... Right up there. And let's hope that the nerve problem doesn't extend to your ass.
That would be a whole different problem. That would be a whole new issue.
Okay, well, speaking about, ad reads and gigs like that, what games are you rocking with? What do you cast?
Oh, all right. So I cast a lot of things, but what I cast and what I enjoy casting are, full disclosure, two different lists. My favorite games to cast are going to be Overwatch and Valorant, no doubt. I just love them, which is funny because I'm not like a first-person shooter guy. Like, I'm not going to be playing those in my free time, but watching people play them, I love it. I adore it. And Overwatch is the game I started with, so that's got some nostalgia attached to it. Anything Battle Royale is my favorite. I love them to death. I think they are so fun. Fortnite in particular, I've always enjoyed. Even, in the rises and falls of Fortnite, I've always been a loyal Fortniteer, whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Fortniter?
Fortniter. I guess I could have just said that, huh? I cast Smash Bros. I cast CSGO, Mortal Kombat, Injustice. I'm forgetting games. Rocket League. That's another really big one I do a lot. I do enjoy. And and more games, but I'm blanking on them. Call of Duty. I don't know if I said that. But yeah, a lot of the ones I listed in the second half there are games that I can cast, but not ones that I'm actively going out of my way to find.
Not too long ago, I guess actually a while ago, you mentioned that you weren't going to be focusing on Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Why?
So that is... I think I've changed since kind of what I said with that tweet, but a big part of the reason I don't want to be dedicating myself to Smash, the same reason I'm dedicating myself to a game like Overwatch or Valorant, is because with Overwatch and Valorant, I see a very real path of success. I think I'm currently in a good spot to eventually make my way up the stairs or up the ladder to one day be kind of near or at the top. But when it comes to Smash Ultimate, I simply don't have the time to dedicate myself to the game the way people at the top level are. Do I think that I am a good caster for Smash at a collegiate level? Absolutely. But if you put me up against anybody that's casting majors, I'm definitely going to pale in comparison. And I'm aware of that fact. I don't want to kind of harm my success in other games by focusing too hard on one that I realistically don't think I've got a huge chance in.
Okay. I mean, that does make a lot of sense because the people who cast Smash pretty much just cast Smash.
Exactly. They can tell you frame data. They can name every single move in the game. I mean, they can name every single available combo for all 80-something characters in the game. Like, it's a huge time-consuming esport. It really is. To know it as well as you need to at the top level. And while I still might cast collegiate Smash, that's not something I'm going to be focusing on nearly as often, or nearly as hard, I guess, as Overwatch or Valorant in particular.
Yeah, well, I mean, you still got the knowledge I saw in, Septilence. I believe Septilence bothers people. You were talking Smash stuff because you went to a LAN in Atlanta not too long ago, and I'm sure you'll be attending conventions coming up at some point, maybe Comic-Con, maybe TwitchCon.
Yeah,
but what can you tell me about a previous con that you went to, TupCon 2K15?
Wow. Okay, first of all, Lois, credit to you for scrolling all the way to the bottom of my Twitter, because I know there are thousands upon thousands of tweets there. So TupCon, okay, so backstory. I was in show choir in high school. Okay, that's something that I did in high school. It was like a performing thing that I did. We went to Orlando, Florida, my freshman year of high school, and we were staying at a hotel that was also having a Tupperware convention. And this was like a real thing. They were like, people were going to a convention in Orlando to talk about Tupperware. I don't know if it was like a company meeting or if everybody just really liked it, but it was the first and only time I've seen that in my entire life. So the entire week we were in Orlando, we just all kept, we were like, TupCon 2050, let's go! And it was very weird. I'm just shocked that you scrolled that far. That's amazing.
Thank you. I pride myself on my research. Did you walk away with any Tupperware?
No, we weren't allowed in, which is so annoying. There was like me and like 3 of my friends, and we weren't even gonna go in and like havoc. We just wanted to know, what is TupCon? What is Tupperware convention? And they wouldn't even open the door for us to peek in, so we never actually found out.
Absolutely criminal that you didn't get to go there.
And I've never seen another one, so it's not like I was ever even given the chance to.
And they'll probably never happen again. It's the end. Everyone's
Maybe it
moved on to
wasn't
glass
successful.
containers.
Maybe they didn't want to open the doors because no one was in there.
It was probably just money laundering.
Okay, we thought it was either money laundering or swingers, and it was like actually a swingers convention, and that's why children weren't allowed in the. But you never know, man.
So one of the teachers just went missing for a little bit.
Yeah,
Like, hey kids, I'm going to TupCon real quick.
Well, I'm gonna go check out what TupCon is. Adults only though, for some reason. We don't know.
Be in bed by 9. Okay, so back to Atlanta. Actually, talk to me about working that event as a like an interviewer, because you've worked events before as a commentator. What was the shift like? What was the difference?
So that was definitely the first time I was given an opportunity like that. And a big part of that was because, and without going into too much detail, I was signed on as a caster, and then some changes were made. I was taken off the casting roster, and then they were like, okay, we don't want to just not bring Septilence. Like that's not the goal here. So they, because I was the only person that had been to every leading up event, every qualifier, every invitational. I was the only person that had been to every single one. So I had seen every single one of these teams, every single one of these players all play whatever game it is, whether it's, Smash or Rocket League or Valorant or Overwatch. I had seen all 400 players play to get where they had been. So they were like, okay, no one is going to know more about these players than Septilence, because some of them I had seen only from that series of events, but others I had been casting weekly in other collegiate programs. So these were teams that I was super, super familiar with. They were talking about, okay, who's going to be able to interview these players, but not make them nervous, basically. Who's going to be there to welcome them in, kind of have a good time with them, and still get us a lot of good content. And then that's where my name came in. They were like, hey, he was just taken off the roster list, so why don't we ask him to do it? I was terrified. I was super scared because that was way out of my wheelhouse. But I had a blast, man. Probably one of the most fun weekends of my entire life. In one 24-hour period, my cameraman and I had filmed, I think it was 68 gigabytes of content of just me talking to people. So it was just crazy. The whole weekend, I think we ended with 200 something gigs, and I think I was 108 of them or something. So it was a lot of content, but honestly, one of the most fun weekends of my life, and I'm hoping that I get hired for more in-person events to do stuff like that.
Would you rather be a caster, or would you rather be an interviewer walking around?
If the interviewer was consistent, I'd do that in a heartbeat, to be totally honest with you. I think that was super fun. I think that's somewhere I fit really well, but it's just, my goodness, to find out casting is the more consistent of the two things we're talking about is insane. But casting, especially collegiate, comes on a weekly basis, and I get paid. I know when I'm getting paid. I know what I'm getting paid. With those events, it's very, I have to wait for someone to come to me. That's not a position they're going to be sending out applications for. That's somebody's going to be like, hey, we'd love to pull in Septilence. Let's see how much he'd ask for. So I think I would love to do the interviewing kind of host style of things, but for now, casting is definitely, I think, the smarter option.
Yeah, and as you said, it is crazy that is the consistent gig. Wait, consistency, reliability with a job? What?
Terrifying to consider that casting is the more reliable.
When I saw you doing that, I was like, oh damn, he must have pitched that. That smart motherfucker. That was a great idea by him.
I'll tell you though, if I wasn't the one doing it, it would have been the first one I wrote down. And I'm not even just saying that because I'm on your interview show. Because they asked me, they're like, if you're not able to do it, do you know anyone that would? I was like, oh, Lois, no doubt. Hey, all I'm gonna say is they have your name now. That's all I'm putting out there, but.
Hey, I want to fucking meet you, man. I want to work at events with you.
It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. It's inevitable.
Well, we'll get each other soon, and you could tell me a little bit more about your Pokemon collection. Can you talk to me a bit? I mean, not only do you have the Pokemon, you got the Yu-Gi-Oh and the Funkos. Tell me about all your collectibles that you got.
Okay, so I actually don't collect Funko Pops anymore. I used to. I have 108 of them, ranging across a lot of my favorite kind of franchises. I have a lot of Futurama ones, which is my show of all time. I had a lot of Avatar ones, like Avatar the Airbender, because that's way up there for me. I don't even remember. I had the whole Big Hero 6 line because I love that movie, and that just really came at a time where I had like my first like big boy job, and I could buy things I wanted to buy. So it kind of just turned into me buying those, and then those things are massive. They are so big. I don't know if you saw the picture on my Twitter, but like that's a king-sized mattress that they're sitting on, if it's the picture I'm thinking of, and they take up almost the entire mattress. So it's like I had to just kind of package those away, and then I went back to Pokemon cards, and yeah, I collect those right now. I'm gonna resist the urge to go get them and show you and hold you hostage.
You don't have to resist that urge.
All right, 5 seconds. Hold on. Oh, my water. Oh god.
Oh no. Oh no. We'll get an intern to clean that up. Somebody go take care of that. Take care of Matt in the green room. Air horn. Call him up. And I want to see this. I wonder how many cards we're talking here. All right.
So I have
Oh my god.
6 binders. And then I have these 4 binders, so I have 10 binders in total.
Holy shit!
I don't know how well you can hear me, but basically, and we won't go through long. I'm sweaty. Oh, this is the wrong binder to start on. Hold on, the other one. All right, so I have a page for every Pokemon. So this is like the Bulbasaur page, and you can't really see it super well. And then it goes in Pokedex order. So that's Ivysaur, and then Venusaur, and then the Charizard chain. And it's each individual card art gets its own slot. So Pokemon can only have up to 18 slots because that's a lot. And at that point, why do I have so many of the same Pokemon? But I have a card of at least one card of every single Pokemon in the first 4 generations. It's 5 through 8 that I start to lose them. But I have been collecting Pokemon cards pretty much my entire life. I have like 6,000, I think.
Oh my god, that's an insane amount.
I love them. I think that's
so you must have the fat Pikachu by now, right?
Oh, I have 4 different versions of the fat Pikachu. One of them is not immediately within my grasp, but I can flip right back to Pikachu. He should be soon.
Because I know in your TikTok unwrapping series, you were looking for a fat Pikachu for a while.
Fat Pikachu, and I found it, but he's in a hard case. He's kind of like isolated with my more expensive card. But there's the non-rainbow version fat Pikachu right there. I don't know how well you guys can see that. So my personal favorite Pikachu card is the birthday Pikachu, which is an old promo from the early 2000s that I never got when I was little. This is a reprint, but you're supposed to write your own name. So it would be like Septilence's Pikachu, or like, and it's a special birthday card, and it's my favorite.
That's pretty cute.
It's my favorite Pikachu card, that is.
What's your favorite card? And what I guess after that, what's like the heavy hitters of your collection? What are we talking?
If you want to give me 5 seconds, I will grab those heavy hitters.
Okay, all right. We've got the heavy hitters.
All right, BRB.
En route. En route? I'm not really sure which one it is. En route? En route? Regardless. Yo, Daddy ISO, welcome to the studio. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're enjoying Septilence. I'm definitely learning a lot. I'm happy about it. I want to know about these damn cards. Because I never collected cards myself. I only have one Funko that I ever purchased for myself. An Officer Farva from Super Troopers, if anyone's familiar with that.
Okay.
So I don't really collect.
I found them.
I collect people.
I'll tread very carefully not to just turn the rest of this into a stream.
Okay.
Because I can go forever. So there's the fat rainbow Pikachu.
Woo!
That card, it retails for I think $250.
Oh my.
Here is a first edition Misty's Gyarados Hollow, which is about $350 to $500. I've had that since I was little. Here, okay, this is a really sad story. Here is a Delta species electric type Charizard that in good condition would retail for close to $700, but mine looks like this. So mine's like completely obliterated.
Oh no.
Up in the top corner, and the back corner is missing. I actually survived the washing machine, and the damage could have been much worse. So I guess we can put it that way. I think the Fat Rainbow Pikachu is my favorite. Let me just Oh, here's a super cool one. A full art golden Mew. This is about $100. That's from the celebration event. All right, I'm gonna speed run these. Like I said, I could talk about this forever, so I gotta be careful.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I used to work at a GameStop, and people would always be coming in asking for Pokemon cards, and it was like on the floor below me. I'm like, don't fucking talk to me about Pokemon cards. Go downstairs.
You're like, dude, I don't know.
Like, do you see them behind me? They're not here.
Let's see, what else is there?
And it got to a point where we had to limit people. You could only buy 5 packs per purchase per person. Otherwise, get fucked. But, you know,
yeah,
before we opened or closed the store, we just bought a shit ton.
I actually stopped collecting around that time because I just couldn't afford to keep up. People were buying out in bulk, so the price of everything was like going up and up and up. And I just did not want to pay that much money. So I was like, I'll sit to the side for a little while. But I'll show you. So I have, these are all from the celebration event, so they're not as expensive as the originals, but I have a hollow art of all 3 original starters. I don't know which way I'm supposed to move. So Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur. Those are super cool. I think in a set they retail for like $180. That's if I sell all 3. Now my favorite card ever, and it's such a lame card, but I love it, is the shiny Magikarp card that I just got recently. It's the hollow art Shining Magikarp. And it is just super cool. I love it. It's a really rare card, so I like it a lot.
Nice. I'm glad I got to see some of these good ones. I don't have to worry about the boring ones.
Show them off.
Yeah, no. It seems like you don't get enough opportunities to do so. Does it feel that way?
It absolutely does, because I could talk about Pokemon cards forever. Like, they are so much fun. And I don't even play the game competitively. I just love I just think they're a lot of fun. And I love collecting the different arts and styles of them.
Are you addicted?
Addicted's a strong word, Lois. A little. Maybe
you have a habit.
Little.
A habit has been formed.
So that stream where I actually opened that Fat Rainbow Pikachu, I had spent that stream alone, I had spent $1,100 on Pokemon. Now, to be fair, that was over the course of like 7 months. Like I was stockpiling Pokemon cards away. And then, oh, shucks, I don't actually know where those are. I have 2 more cards to show you. I know exactly where they are. Hold on.
Okay, we're getting more cards in. 2 specifically, rare cards. Raj, Alec, what's popping? You're getting a view at what we are going to see as is what I imagine to be some very rare cards. He does have Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Okay. He does have Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well in his collection.
I do. I have a lot of Pokemon cards and a lot. The Yu-Gi-Oh cards are not in. Those are not something I can go grab. Those are packed away.
Do you have Pot of Greed?
So I do. I have 13 Pot of Greeds.
Oh my god.
Because I think it's a funny card. I like them. So there was this very specific set of Pokemon cards that you could buy for the 25th anniversary, which is where I got a lot of the ones I showed you. And it was like a magnet box, and it was $300, and it came with 18 packs, and then also came with 2 really, like, not one of a kind, because obviously they were in every box, but like this is the only way to get them. So I bought the box, and I've never opened them. This is a Pikachu.
Whoa, that thing is dazzling me right now.
It's literal. It's gold. Like the letters are gold, and then the card itself is gold. But even cooler than that, I have the exact same thing of a hollow Charizard.
Oh, those are clean.
Yeah. So to give you like a little bit of reference, I bought the set that these came with for $300. Charizard alone retails for $450.
Oh,
so
nut.
Yeah, that. Even when the set itself had come out, for $300, Charizard was already retailing at 200 something. So it was so easy for me to buy this because I was like, if I ever sell that, I'm gonna make my money back. Now, to be fair, I'm probably never gonna sell these, but I do love them. Like I said, I've never even.
I mean, rightfully so. Rightfully so. Those are your prized possessions right there.
I do want to change my answer too. These are probably my favorite. I forgot about them, but these are probably my favorite. That shiny Magikarp, a very close second.
That's amazing. That's amazing to see. I'm glad. But I want to talk about a project that you've been kind of working on and kind of just get a little bit of info on it. Can you tell me a little bit about Septardy and kind of like how the process has been?
Yeah, so Septardy was this idea that I had that started as a joke with my girlfriend because Jeopardy rhymes with Septardy, and it was just like a fun joke.
Did I say it wrong? Septardy? Yeah. Okay, Septardy.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not a real word. I'm not gonna fault you for saying it wrong. But it was something that I had made as a joke, and then I asked a friend to make the graphic. And when I had tweeted about Septardy, I expected little to no attention about it. I thought the tweet was gonna get 20 likes and I'd call it a day. I'd kind of work on it as it came through. But instead, I don't know if you saw the tweet, kind of exploded. It got like 300 something likes, like over 100 people were like, hey, I'm interested. I want to be on there. And all of a sudden all this pressure was on. I was like, okay, I've got to be honed in on this. It has to be perfect. I have been doing everything myself, except for the actual physical like stream package. I paid someone to make it for me, but I have written every survey that people had to fill out to be on the show. I've written every like question, every episode, every script, every game category. And right now I've written 13 episodes. And it's all about now getting the stream package all set up, getting the questions loaded in, getting 4 people at the same time where a time works for them to put 2 hours of their day aside completely for free because I can't pay anybody. So it's become this behemoth of a project, and I'm sure you saw my the other day. I think you commented on it talking about how like after almost a complete year of I can tackle alone.
Yeah, I mean, I did see that, and it's incredibly tough, man. That is a huge undertaking. 13 episodes already written.
I got over 200 applicants as well. So
I was one of them. So.
You were one of them. I've been going through these 200 something applications, just hitting people with green, red, or yellow, and trying to figure out. I ended up there's 200 something applications. I ended up with like 160 something greens. I was like, okay, so that did a whole lot of nothing. Like that.
What got someone to be a red or a yellow?
So I left an optional question that said, why do you think you'd be a good fit for the show? This is optional, feel free to skip it. And then if somebody did skip it, they were an immediate red. Because if you didn't want to take the time to put the effort into a small extended response question, how do I know you're going to put any effort into the show? And I don't want to have non-entertaining guests.
Oh, that's just like a cover letter, man. I don't want to write a cover letter.
It's like you don't want to write a cover letter, but they probably are throwing have. Well, that's not sports. That's a real world thing. But I like that I just said esports aren't the real world, but whatever.
They're different.
They are different. But yeah, and then a yellow would be people that like one of the answers to the questions. I was kind of like, I don't know about that. If like I didn't know the person super well, I was like I feel like I have to get to know you a little bit better, because there's also that scary thought, kind of something you deal with as well, is everybody I'm bringing on to Septardy, they are in a way representing me. So it's very much like I have to make sure they're going to A, behave, and B, not be out of control.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely
so if I fear they're out of control, I hit them with a yellow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 'cause you don't want someone coming on there saying some reckless shit.
Exactly.
I mean, sometimes reckless shit is funny, but like not not something that'll look bad on you. And I know you're still in the process of that and making your own game show, but I have something that we could do in the meantime. We could play some games on this show. Now, I have 2 options for you. These are board games, traditional ones. We could either play Connect 4 or we could play chess. We could even play both and see who comes out on top in either of them.
Oh, I'm down to play Connect 4. And then if we want to play chess after, I'm down to play chess.
Okay, let me grab my invite. I've got the invite link. I'm gonna send it to.
I'm a little scared because my chess game is very rusty. I have not played chess in a long time, so I might get smacked in chess. But Connect 4, at least if I lose, I can be like, oh, it's just Connect 4, not a game that I've played for years.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't play chess. I don't play chess at all. That is not something I often do.
Let's do some Connect 4. Let me smack you in Connect 4 real quick.
And we'll
talk about chess.
we got you here on the screen. I'm gonna go first. Classic bing.
Oh my god, he hits me with a bing straight away. I can only respond with the bong.
All right. All right. I think your survival depends right here on move number 2. I'm going to have to say GG now.
GG. GG. I threw. I was nervous. I threw. I'm throwing for content.
See, my grandma, my abuela, has clapped me with that same maneuver.
So this is your expert game.
This is my expert game. Little did you know. Do you play Connect 4? Do you play board games a lot?
I can't remember the last time I played Connect 4. I play board games kind of often, but I cannot remember the last time I sat down and played a little bit of Connect 4.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what am I doing?
Uh-oh.
I'm throwing.
What's going on?
I'm throwing, Los. I didn't expect you to be so good at this.
I should have. I wanted to think of the idea of Battleship, but if I have my screen sent to your Discord,
that's a good
I feel
point.
like that
That's a
wouldn't
good
work
point.
out as well. And you know, how many 1v1 board games are there? You know, we could fuck around with some Mancala. I don't know if you know what that is.
I know what that is, but I've never played it.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna
it's my
throw
turn.
you
I
into
thought
a
it was my
brand
turn.
new board game. But I
Yeah,
feel
that
like
would be-
everyone's played
I
Connect
feel like
4.
this is a brand new board game. I've never met somebody good at Connect 4.
I've had to take my fair share of beatings. Hold on, I'm not gonna lose right here, am I? No. Okay, no.
What does he mean by that? There's no world in which I win right here, right?
I mean, you
I'm
could.
like, I don't think I can. No, what? Oh my god, oh man, this is hard. All right, one more. Double or nothing.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, it's a first to 3 Overwatch rules.
Overwatch rules, first to three. Everybody knows that.
Because you actually can draw in this game. And I want to
believe that.
say, if an assault map is ever, like, it ever ends in draw, I get so annoyed.
Oh my god, you have no idea, dude. I get so frustrated. I'm like, after all of that work, after all of that effort, this is where we are. This is how far we made it.
Because, you know, it's always, like, in a late-ass broadcast, too. It's always in a
Always.
late-ass... It's probably, like, 11:30. This is going to be the final map. Go to sleep. Well, for you, and, like, go to sleep in 2 hours after the broadcast.
The longest broadcast I ever did was it was supposed to be a best of 7 grand final, and it turned into I think it was a 6-hour broadcast.
Oh, God. Of
And
Overwatch?
Yeah.
How?
That's the longest series I've ever done. So it was, I'm probably going to screw this up, but it was Control, and then it was a hybrid, which was drawn, and then it was a 2CP, which was drawn. Then it was an Escort, and then it was another Control, and then it was another hybrid, which was drawn, then it was another 2CP, which was drawn, and then it went back to a Control, and it finally ended. But it was, and then there was like tech issues, and people kept DCing. It was a whole thing.
Neither of those teams deserve to win.
That's what I was saying toward the end. I was like, I think everybody we go home and we try again later. Oh my god. Dude, we gotta play something else. I'm not good at this.
Okay,
I also keep forgetting which color I am.
It does say it at the bottom. If you're colorblind, I did not take
one
that.
more.
Okay.
One more.
Okay. All right.
Double
all
or
right.
nothing.
All right. Let's do it.
I win these. Oh my god, he's hitting me with the abuela strat again.
You went first. I can't hit you with that strategy. If we just do it like that, I'm gonna win. Okay, then.
I got it this time, Los.
I see your strategy.
Nuh-uh.
I see right through you.
Nuh-uh. Oh my god, you've got me in a pickle here. Oh, damn. That was my last resort. How do you keep getting so many towers? How do I keep letting this happen?
I don't even know what my strategy is here.
My strategy right now is survive.
You're done.
Damn.
I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm not gonna let.
See, but the problem is, if I put one anywhere else, it helps you. I'm in like a really interesting pickle.
We can tie it out. That is possible. But actually, it is over now, regardless of what you do.
It's over. You're right. It's actually been over for a while. I just realized. Because I was so scared about putting one here, because I thought it was going to connect for you up there, but you could have just. I was doomed either way.
But now I could just build this thing right here, you know?
Yeah, you can build that tower over there. You've got 2 options to connect the 4s. Damn. All right. I guess I'm not casting Connect 4 anytime soon. That's for sure.
Would you want to give a go at chess, or do you think fuck board games?
I might be anti-board game now. So you might have ruined me.
I'm sorry about that.
Bro, if you wanted to like get smacked in Tetris, I could actually do that. But
let me see. Let me see if we can make that happen.
Hey man, I'm a Tetris fiend.
Tetris 1v1.
Also, shout out my boy Alec, aka ISO. He's watching right now. Just found that gamer moment. I actually met ISO in Atlanta. Fun fact. I interviewed him like 4 times over 3 days. It was really funny.
I don't know if I can get the Tetris 1v1.
That's fine, Los. I'll show you my Tetris skills after, but you've got to see them because it's pretty impressive.
I would like to see that, but I mean, I've got one more question for you here tonight, Septilence. Well, first, I mean, what's the connection with Drake Bell and a Drake Bell specific video?
Yeah, okay, so Drake Bell, this is actually this is pre-Drake Bell legal
issues, yes.
Yeah. But he, like, for absolutely no reason, in like collaboration with what are they called? Those spicy little snacks. The
Takis?
chips.
Cheetos?
Thank you. Takis. In collaboration with Takis, for whatever reason, Takis like put on an event at my high school where they like we got the whole day off of school and Drake Bell was there to and like my cousin met him and recorded that video. So that's where that video comes from. Cousin and I went to high school together. And so she sent me that video, and that's where that video comes from. But it was just that whole day is like a fever dream to me. Like, if there weren't hundreds of other people there, I'm not sure I would believe that it happened.
I mean, that sounds ridiculous to me.
It was there were like inflatables, and Drake Bell was there, and there were like records that we could like vinyls that we could like throw at a wall and break, and like there were Takis everywhere, and they're gross. I don't like them. So that was not fun for me at all.
Hold on that. Don't bring that in.
I'm a spicy food kind of guy. I am. I really do like spicy food. But something about like the texture of Takis, I feel like I'm eating sandpaper.
But it's like nice.
Okay. All right, Los. All right.
Sometimes you need that texture. Sometimes you need a little bit of grit in your snacks, right?
Maybe.
that's a big no. That's a big no.
It's like eating mac and cheese, but like there's gravel in it. Like that's the same energy.
Because I mean, you might just get a little bit of fun out of that.
You get a trip to the dentist out of that, I think.
I mean, either here or there, right?
Right. My dentist would be stoked. So
He's like, oh shit, you got the gravel mac? Let's fucking go, bro.
He's like, bro, are you flossing? He's like, what's going on, man? You ate gravel? It's probably because you didn't floss.
that happens. It's your bad. But regardless, Septilence, thank you so much for joining us here on Late Night with Los. One last question is, where can the people at home find you? Oh,
the people at home can find me almost on Twitter like 99% of the day. That's https://twitter.com/Septilence. Is that somebody's spamming it in chat already?
That's me. That's me.
You, Los. You were so on top of that. That's incredible. Yeah, that's me. That's my Twitter. If anybody wants to follow it, nothing gives me a serotonin boost like that little bird saying someone went out of their way to follow me. I have a TikTok too that I don't use particularly often, but I'm hoping to start streaming more, which would in lieu give me more TikTok content. And my Twitch, that's also Septilence. I'm hopefully going to be streaming the BioShock series, which I just got for free because they did that whole BioShock revamped, whatever. So I've never played them before, so that's going to be like a first time experience.
You never played? Oh man,
I've never played the BioShock series, and like Jag, Jag that's like his favorite series in the whole world, and I hang out with him all the time. So he always gives me flack for it. He's like, dude, you've never played BioShock. I'm like, I haven't, and I'm hoping that I can. So I'm hopefully like I said, this upcoming week, I'm going to be at a summer camp, so I'll be offline for the full week. But the week after that, I'm looking to start streaming some BioShock.
absolutely sounds fucking good.
Los,
Hold on.
Thanks for having me, man. This was a lot of fun.
Let me get my outro. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Late Night with Los show, Septilence. We appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in person, and you can talk to me more about Pokemon cards without a time cap. But that's going to be it here for the Late Night with Los show. Thank you so much for joining us.